Here we are about to start round 2, hopefully here in a moment, with our black-green, mid-range, sort of good stuff deck. We were able to take the match in round 1, and this, unfortunately, is a mulligan. Ye old Zero Lander. Any of these cards, if we had the grapple plus any of these cards were 2 lands, we'd probably keep it, especially if we still had the captive, but 0 lands, no question, we're sending it back. Okay, not an ideal hand, but this grapple, given that we have 4 lands in both of our colors, the grapple could actually dig us to something useful. And we do get our scry, so, ooh, that's something good. We're going to put that on the top, mainly because we're going to draw it, and then we can grapple into maybe one of our ramp targets, one of our ramp cards, the Ovenwald Captive, or maybe into just like a 3-drop, something like that. Something to do between now and when we cast the Somberwall Stag. But it's good. We have a Deadweight to kind of interact early, and a grapple to hopefully find us something in the 3 to 4 mana range. So let's put this on the top. And we are also on the draw, so it should help us find additional action. We of course needed a second green source to cast that stag, but hopefully we'll draw that by time turn 5 rolls around, or maybe sooner if we draw our accelerator, since it makes green mana. Okay, Steadfast Cathar. I think we're just gonna kill that right now. Main reason I'm doing this is because his deadweight seems this guy's going to get in for quite a bit of damage, probably 4 to 6, at least given our hand right now. Maybe we would draw something that would be able to block it profitably or trade with it. I mean, it does end up having 3 toughness on the attack, which, you know, in this we're not going to have that till probably turn 4 if we were to draw it. So this deadweight, aside from killing the creature, is probably also effect gaining us 4 to 6 life. Not sure what's going on with my opponent, whose name is Spicy Fart 123, so that's quite a descriptive name. I like it. Ooh, white-red. Makes me even happier that I killed that. Okay, so now at this point I think my opponent's turn, I am going to just fire off this grapple and hopefully find some action. I think that's correct. Well, that's what my opponent plays, so that, and we have a Primal Druid, Rancid Rats, or Tangle Claw. I think we're going to take the Tangle Claw. It's the best blocker. I mean, I guess Rancid Rats is pretty good as well, but given that our opponent's in red, the Rancid Rats dies to pretty much any burn spell, like a Galvanic Bombardment, which would also potentially allow him to play another spell that turn. Just things could go horribly wrong with the rats. While Tangle Claw cannot kill the Cathar on the attack, it can block it, and if it ends up eating up a pump spell, I think I'm okay with that, especially since we have the Somberwald Stag coming back, or coming down the following turn, which will kill this Cathar. Hopefully. I mean, I guess a pump spell could then allow it to trade, but then that's a 2-for-1 in our favor, which I'm also happy with. So we're going to take the Tangle Claw here. This guy also has upside, obviously, later in the game. Let's play play him. And I do think I'm just gonna block. Actually, let me think about that. We're at 20, I may just take the 2. See what our opponent plays, and then we're gonna kill either this Cathar or their follow-up play next turn. So might be okay with that. Ooh, and a grapple too. So yeah, I think this was correct. So we're gonna play the stag. Hopefully kill the Cathar. Now I could pump it up such that it has enough power to kill the stag, but like I said, I'm okay with that as well, especially now that we drew this grapple, because we can. If the stag dies, it's almost good in a sense. Like it gets us back one of our removal spells, in effect. Let's sacrifice attacking creature. Okay. Yep. I can live with that. Let's see what we got in the yard. So right now, if we cast this grapple with the past, we're getting back at the Tangle Claw again. 3-man Inspector's not bad. Opponent draw a card. Incendiary Flow. Ew, that's brutal, because it exiles. That's a bummer. Okay. I'm gonna cast the Bloodbriar. We'll represent murder. And we will be casting this grapple on our opponent's turn. Hopefully we can hit something big. Alright. The fact that all this burn is going to my creatures, I'm pretty okay with. And what do we get? A little captured Bloodbriar. Yeah, the Tangle Claw is definitely bad. Unfortunately, we hit our clear shot, which is a little sad, but we'll take the Tangle Claw. We have enough mana to make it huge. Next turn. So, we'll probably just take 3 this turn. He's at 1 card. So we have a few options here. We have enough mana to cast It of the Horde Swarm. If we attack, he's got 1. He does not have enough power to kill it, so I'm inclined to just turn this guy into the Abyss. He must be blocked, and he has Vigilance. So probably going to throw the Thraben Inspector in front of it. Given that he's on 1 card, I think this is the correct play. And next turn we can cast It of the Horde Swarm. No, he does have enough power, so we will want to. I think we're just going to cast this, hard cast this. This actually doesn't. Interesting thing. Once these are flipped, they don't have a converted mana cost, so they don't actually do anything for Emerge. The nice thing here is we can attack next turn with It of the Horde Swarm, and hopefully trade it for one of his creatures if he double blocks, and then the Fibrous Entangler becomes the Abyss again. Huh. That's interesting. We'll block here. Take 3. Okay, I'm okay with that. What we're going to do now is we're going to attack. I think we're behind on life, but we're ahead on board for sure. So we get another it, and 2 more tokens for a total of 4. So now we're definitely in good position. Ooh, that's a bummer. It's a good draw for him. We have some good stuff going on too, though. We're going to hang on to that land. He's out of cards, so we'll do this. Get in for 7, giving up a token. Now I can play Quilled Wolf. I'm going to hold on to this land in case I draw my Pack Guardian, so I can get value from it. Alright. Sacrifice a permanent, this creature gains flying. So is he going to get aggressive with that? No. But we can still attack with the Quilled Wolf. And we will. Get in for 6. So if we attack, we get in for 8. We're not going to attack with those, but we can attack with all 3 insects. That allows us to get in for 8, which will put him to 6, which will make this lethal, and would leave 2 insects behind. I think that's correct. It also makes, if he doesn't draw a creature, it also makes these other 3 guys lethal. Okay, so he has that. Very interesting. I was like, yeah, that'd be great. But no, not going to do it. Okay. So now I think what we do is we're going to attack. Now that since we drew the it, we're going to attack with everything. See how he blocks. I'll probably put the Inspiring Captain on the it of the Horde Swarm. And the blood thing, yeah. Okay with that. So you really can't attack me back. Now if he draws a burn spell, that would be bad. Okay. That's not a burn spell. Ooh. That is sweet. So I am happy with the trade. Yeah, this is interesting. Should I trade with him? I think so. I think that's correct. So we have so much gas here. Just clearing out the board. Seems good. Oh, maybe I should have played the land and then been able to cast it, but got there. Yeah, so it was a little loose. I don't know. I should have at least thought about it. I didn't really think about whether to play the land. I was thinking, I'll hold on to this so I can play Pack Guardian and get the 2/2, but if I play the land there, then I could cast Pack Guardian without the 2/2 on his end step, and the 4/3 on this board looked pretty good. So, yep, but got the win. So, sideboarding has a lot of removal, but these grapples handle that removal pretty well. Burn removal. The one thing that's a bummer is the incendiary flow, which exiles my creature. Which not a non-bow here with grapple. So he also had the one choking restraints. I don't think it's worth bringing in this Spring Sage ritual just for that. Although the gain 4 life could be relevant, and he's in red-white, but I don't know. It's hard to say how aggressive his deck was. It wasn't a very aggressive draw, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have an aggressive deck. So I think I'm going to bring those in. The one I don't want to be worth considering cutting one of these 8 drops for something along the lines of like either the Stallion or a Midnight Scavengers, which could potentially get back our Rancid Rats. Our Rancid Rats are pretty good against him. He did have the one boon to grant flying, but let's just send it back this way, and we'll see how it goes. We are going to be on the draw. No black sources, but ooh, this is actually a little combo with Bloodbriar there, which I didn't think of. We're going to keep this. We have again one of the grapples, which will help us hopefully find our black source, or even just find more land so that we can get to our Somberwald Stag. So it's pretty good. Ooh, second grapple. I've been very happy with that card. It's done a pretty good amount of work. Hopefully we can hit a black source here pretty soon. This guy's got some cool looking artwork. He's like he looks like a green version of Admiral Akbar. Yay. That guy's gonna potentially do some work against us. Alright. Feeling like, given our mana situation and what cards we have in hand, that playing one of these grapples on end step is correct. Hopefully we can get to a black source. I'm probably just going to play, either way, play Bloodbriar next turn and block, and if that uses up a pump spell, I'm okay with that. Oh, Dauntless Cathar. Haven't seen that in a while. We will take the forest. Yeah. Yep. Alright, there's a black source. Okie dokie. Now, at this point, I'll probably just trade with the Dauntless Cathar. Because Pack Guardian can eat the Steadfast Cathar, as can the Somberwald Stag. So I think that's the correct play. And then also we can get back Bloodbriar should we want to. Right, it's in our deck. It's hard to get counters on it reliably, so I think at this point it's just a 2/3 that I'm fine trading off with the Dauntless Cathar. Griftspoon, okay. Well, not going to be trading. Card is pretty good against us. So we have a couple of options here. We can play Pack Guardian, discard, and get a thing, but it's unlikely he's going to be attacking with everything with this Bloodbriar here, so I think the correct play, since we drew the second black source, is to play Sinister Concoction and crack it. discard a land. Get a counter on that, which means now he can actually hold back the Steadfast Cathar. What we really need to do is we really need to find our reach creature. This is 4 mana to play out of the graveyard. Yeah. Choking Restraints. Okay. So we're going to take 3 here. But that's nice to have around to. So there's a few options we have. So we drew that. I think we just sit tight. Well, do we want to do that? No. I think that's wrong. I think sitting tight is wrong. I think we play the Somberwald, kill the Cathar, because if he draws a land and puts Grifspoon on the Cathar, then we're going to be taking 3 in the air. Yeah, so I think this is probably better. Kill that. So now if he dumps 4 mana, he'll have a 2/2 flyer, which is going to be tough to race for sure. But hopefully we can find our... Okay, so he's not doing that, he's drawing a card. Double block. That would be really good for us if he were to double block. Because we can play one of these lands and be able to play Pack Guarding, discarding the other land, and then play Grapple, getting back the stag, potentially kill some other play. Just really thinking about it. The double block. Yep. Nope. Alright. Have Fiery Temper. Is this gonna work? 3 cards, 4 mana. I feel like he's gonna have a burn spell or something. I guess not. Seems like it worked. Okay, so now I don't feel compelled to fire off the feel compelled to fire off the okay. So that thing flying is bad. They're gonna attack. Really want to take 8. imagine he's going to put the grip spoon on it now. We'll take 4 in the air and he'll go to 12. Then we're going to crack back for 10. Oh no, okay. That's fine. So again, I'm not going to fire this off quite yet. Because it's possible he trades something. Imagine he's going to trade something. Good. Not something I'm happy about. Take 8. Block. Yep, back guardian. Okay. Yeah, we're in a rough spot here for sure. Hold on to that land. So if he goes Griff Spoon, if he equips Griff Spoon, he'll have to have a pump spell to finish me off. Because he doesn't know that I have grapple, but I can grapple back, pack Guardian, play it, and get another token. Which seems good. If he just attacks outright with 2 cards, I probably do that anyway. And then try and kill the paladin with the, well, I could trade the pack guardian, or I could double block with the 2 tokens. Okay, so he's gonna do that. Alright, we could have a pump spell, for sure. Guardian. Yeah, we're taking the pack guardian. We're gonna put the 2 tokens in front of it, because that way, if he has the pump spell, the tokens die, but then we can still potentially trade. We still have, if he doesn't have a pump spell, then we have, right down, okay. Ooh, a good draw, and not enough power to kill it. Okay, now if he draws the boon, if he plays the boon, he'll be able to gain life. And but I'll have to single block. He's got 1 card in hand. This is a little risky. I don't think he really wants to go to 3. Hopefully he does not have the 1 removal spell in his hand. Well, the thing is, it's partly going to depend on what he draws, because if he equips the boon, he's only going to have 1 mana left. And he's only got 1 card in hand, so he would have to have the boon plus a removal spell. Okay, that doesn't kill me. Still not dead. He's top decking, so can play both of these things. I think, right? So that subtracts off 3, so this costs 4 plus 2, yes, 6. So let's attack, attack. I think he has to block, right? At least block and trade. Yeah, that's fine. Cast with a merge. We'll sacrifice this guy. One card. Now he can boon it up. Gain 4 life. But then we're cracking back for 8, 9, 10. If we keep the Watcher back. Watcher of the Web doing some work. Yep. Got it. Okay. So he gains 6, he goes to 8, he blocks this. Yeah. This is not good. It was a good top deck for him. We need to draw some kind of removal spell. Didn't get there. GG's. Well, let's at least attack with everything. See if he blocks correctly. Thing is, if we drew our last, yeah, we had a lot of outs, but looks like we're gonna lose this one. If we drew our last grapple, we could have gotten back Morn Willow, which would have faltered this effectively. I think we have. Oh, there it was. What do you know? Alright. Is there anything we want to change? Do we have anything we can do about his flyers? Maybe call the bloodline again? Just to like keep up on lifelink? We take out one of these its. Yeah. I think that might make sense. We can turn some lands into lifelinkers and just kind of crash them in there. Because it did come down to a race at the end there. And I feel like, well, obviously if we had one more draw step we would have won. So, you know, I'm not sure if that's correct, but we can see if that Call the Bloodline makes sense. You know, turning lands late in the game into 1/1 lifelink creatures is not nothing. Definitely has an effect on the board. And I don't have anything else that can block flyers outside of the Watcher in the Web and the and the Hydra. Probably would be playing those things if I did. Just the life gain that the tokens provide could be good in this matchup. we will go first. We have a grapple. This is kind of a dead card at this point anyway, but you know, I don't necessarily want to fire this off on turn 3 anyway, so it'll be something later in the game, provided we can keep our life total up. Watcher in the Web was a pretty good card last game. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to just fire this grapple off. I don't have anything to do currently. We do need to get some black mana at some point, but kind of wait and see what we draw. Also, it's going to depend on what our opponent does. Rancid Rats. Okay. Still not sure that I'm just going to fire it off. The rats are good, and we definitely want to play them. Maybe it's correct to do that. See if we can hit a black mana source. Red, red. Since our opponent isn't doing anything, we aren't either, and we drew the swamp, so play that. We will play the rats. Kind of hang loose. They eat up a burn spell. It's not the worst thing in the world. I will trade it for the wolves, for sure. Quilled Wolf. A fine card. Settle in for a little bit. We're going to play the Watcher next turn. That seems clear. Whew. Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty good removal spell in his deck. I'm gonna take the 4 here, and then play Watcher. Since I'm not blocking with the Quilled Wolf, I am going to, well, hold on a second. There's always the option to double block. Now he could have Ride Down, which would be bad. Since I don't want to get 2 for 1, I'm going to attack with the wolf. And just block with the spider. And if he has Ride Down, that kind of sucks. So we're going to take another 4, but we can get it back with grapple, and then this Succumb to Temptation is looking sadder and sadder if that's what happens. Oh, that's going to give it 5 power, huh? Ugh. I think we're just going to block anyway. We can't really afford to take the damage. And we can get it back with the grapple if we need to. Spoon. Not looking so good, my friends. Not looking so good. Huh. No. Bloodbriar doesn't do a whole heck of a lot on this board, so I'm tempted to use this opportunity to fire it. Well, if we hit Clear Shot, the thing is, if we hit Clear Shot, we can play it anyway, so yeah, let's just hold on to Succumb could be incorrect because this wolf could get burned. We're probably going to play grapple on end step, unless we do hit the clear shot. But we can at least represent a pump on the wolf. And we'll do it before blocks, in case he has like a puncturing light or something like that. Oh my goodness, this is really brutal. This deck is pretty good. Pretty good aggro deck. I don't know if we have a way out of this. Wait. GG's. Anything we can do to survive a turn. GG's good serve, my opponent. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's not entirely true. Play that. Oh, we needed one more mana. One more mana. Well, let's just play it out and see what happens. That'll do it. That'll do it. Well, we almost were able to fight back there. Fiery temper on the Rancid Rats, though, was We really needed that clear shot to resolve in order to win the game. We would have had another turn, so we would have drawn a swamp there. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. We still would have taken lethal from the flying, nerfed, inspiring captain. Oh well. On to round 3.